If you're a first-time rider, you should probably rent your snowboard until you know what works best for you and you're ready to buy. Snowboard rental shops will have trained staff to answer all of your questions and get you set up on the right gear. When renting snowboard boots for the first time, it's important that you get a good fit. Snowboard boots use the same sizing as normal shoes, but don't be afraid to try on a few pairs until you find some that feel good. When lacing and tying boots, the tighter the better. Snowboard boots are much more flexible than ski boots, so it's important to keep them tight for ankle support. When you're ready to purchase your own boots, many manufacturers offer a wide range of styles and sizes to fit every individual need. A good rule of thumb is that your board should come up to between your chin and nose. Boards come in many different lengths, widths, and styles. Your height, weight, and boot size will determine what board is right for you. Your snowboard tech will be able to help you set your bindings up correctly your first time out. Helmets are a good idea for snowboarders of any skill level. The right helmet can help you avoid serious injury during a collision or a fall. Be sure that your helmet fits snugly on your head and is fastened securely under your chin. Okay, you've got your gear, but you aren't quite ready for the mountain yet. There are still a lot of things you can do in your own home or condo to prepare. If you're going to practice indoors, make sure you clear out a wide area so you have plenty of room. Go ahead and strap one foot into your bindings and get used to the weight and feel of your new board. Practice moving the board up and down and around in circles. Have a sofa or chair nearby for balance. Now, with both feet in the bindings, you can practice your standing motion. This is accomplished by placing one hand on your board in between your bindings and leaning forward a bit while standing. Once you're up, you can hold on to a chair for extra balance if needed. Now you're ready to balance on your toe edge, rocking back and forth, and then try your heel edge, feeling your balance point. You can also practice your turning motion by leaning onto your front foot and turning your body to the left. That's a heel side turn. If you lean onto your front foot and turn your body right, that would be a toe side turn. A lot of practice in your living room before you hit the snow can make you more comfortable on your board and speed up your learning process.
Jill, mountain resort sports are a lot of fun, but there's some safety concerns that we must address. I see that you're wearing a helmet. That's fantastic. We always want to protect the noggin. We always want to stay in control. If you feel like you're getting out of control, I want you to sit down immediately today. Abruptly stop. The person in front of us has the right of way, so let's be aware of what they're doing down from us. Always look uphill when trails merge together or whenever starting a run. We're going to obey all the posted signs that are out there today. If we need to stop during a run, let's move off to the side where we can be seen from above. And let's have a safety leash on that board so it doesn't get away from us. Do you understand? Fantastic. Okay, Jill, are you ready to do a little sliding around now? Sure. Excellent. Let's put on the front binding. That's the one that has a safety leash right here. And when you get your foot in, get your heel all the way back in the binding there. That's right. And do the ankle strap first so it sucks it back nice and tight. And then your toe strap and attach that safety leash. Excellent, excellent. Let me join you here in the same. Slap mine on. All right, let's talk a little terminology before we get started so you understand exactly what I'm talking about today. Let's take a step over your board with your free foot, and I want you to wiggle that edge back and forth in the snow. That's the toe side. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. Because there's the toe, there's that edge of the board. Excellent. Step over on the other side. Give me one of these. What do you think that might be?
The hillside.
Exactly. And we're either applying pressure to our toe side or heel side, and let's do the toe first. We just want to push our knee over the ball of our foot and let our ankle flex. Do you feel the front of your boot pushing against your shin? Mm-hmm. Good, that's what you want to feel. Keep your back straight, okay? Step on the other side. Okay, for the heel side, keep your back straight again, drop your butt, and I just want you to lift up your toe a little bit. Once again, we don't want to go too much of an angle because we'll lock out our knee and bad things might happen. So just right in here. How's that feel to you? Excellent, excellent. Let's try the stance here now. What I want you to do is stand on your front foot. There you go. Now put your back foot right in front of the back binding. Bend your knees. Want equal amount of weight on each leg. Hands over the nose, and that's what's right in front of the foot that's attached. That's the nose of the board. And the tail, which obviously is right behind. There you go. And I want you to look in the direction that you will be traveling. That's right. That's our basic stance. Now sometimes we want to get a little extra weight onto that front leg, so I want you to move that hip forward. You feel a little extra weight up there? That's a good thing. Okay, go back to the center and move it up one more time. Perfect, keeping that body in line, okay? And we don't ever want to start sitting on that back leg because you'll pop a wheelie and man, it's trouble after there. Okay, so there we go. How do you feel about that?
That's good.
You ever skateboard before in your life?
Yes, I have.
Okay, then you might be familiar with this. It's called skating. This is how we move our board around in the flat areas when we're trying to get in and out of the lift lines. What I would like you to do is bring your free foot over to the toe side. Okay? Look at where we want to go. Always keep your eye on the prize. And just take little steps. Don't take big steps because you might do the splits. Give that a try. There you go. Let's bring it up around this way. Yeah, excellent, excellent. Now here's another way to push the board. Bring the free foot over onto the heel side and try pushing it like this. How's that one? How's that feel for you? All right. Are we ready to learn how to walk up the hill now?
Yes.
Let's get our boards perpendicular to the hill. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a step, lift our board, and dig our toe edge into the snow, and that will take us up the hill. Hold up right there. Watch what I do. Did you see how I brought my board around the toe side way and then pointed it straight and made a little T with my feet? That's what I like you to do. Look at where you want to end up. You're going to put your foot on in front of the back binding, get in your basic stance, and just glide straight. What do you say we learn to make some turns?
Okay.
Let's do a heel side turn. We'll point our board straight down the hill. What you're going to do is you're going to look over your lead shoulder, you're going to drop your caboose, and you're going to lift your front toes or rock back onto your heels. Okay? Strong straight glide. Look, drop, lift the toe, and right to a stop. Why don't you give that a try? Excellent. Let's have some fun. Let's do the toe side turn. We get in our straight glide position. We want to look where we're going, so we're going to look in the direction our toes are pointed in. We're going to push our front knee over the ball of our foot. We'll feel the front of our boot push against our shin because our ankle is flexing. Just like this. Jill, we just learned how to do our toe side turn and our heel side turn. Not only does turning change the direction that we're traveling in, it's one of our braking mechanisms too. What I'm about to show you now is a third braking mechanism for coming down the safe in a safe and controlled manner, especially if you've wandered off into an area and the terrain is too difficult for you. You can do this exercise. Okay? It's called side slipping. But first, let's have a seat and put on the back binding, okay? Okay, how to stand up. It's probably the most important thing you're going to learn today. Maybe even the most difficult. First thing you want to do is dig a little shelf with your board. Dig that heel edge in so when you try and stand up, it won't slide away from you. I want you to grab the middle of the board with one hand, pull your butt a little closer. Now with the other hand, you're going to push and you're going to pull yourself up, and you're not going to let go of the board until you start to extend your legs. Once you've stood up, you're going to look where you want to end up, equal weight on each leg, hands in front, back straight. Now the reason we're keeping our hands right out here for this exercise, it's kind of like a little viewfinder, so we know we're not throwing our arms around. We're keeping nice and square, nice and centered. Belly button in the middle. Does that make sense? We'll let our toes drop just a little bit, but we'll keep the weight on our heel edge. When we want to slow down, we'll lift our toes and dig that edge in to break. Give it a try. Okay. Look where you want to go. Looks good. Hands out in front. Excellent. Now lift your toes and drop your caboose just a little to slow it down. Dig that edge in. Perfect. Let's try a little bit more. Let's let it slide. And break. Way to go. That was fantastic. Jill, we've just finished doing our most basic maneuvers. It's time for us to get on the lift. Now we're going to point our board straight and skate up to the first line that says wait here. We'll wait for the lifty to signal us to come forward. We'll follow the chair out. We'll stop at the next line. We'll look over our shoulders. Chair taps behind the knees. We sit down. We keep the board straight until we're in the air. Once in the air, we can put our free foot underneath the board, pull down the safety bar, and wait to get off. When we're ready to get off, remember to take your foot out from underneath the board. We'll point our hip in the direction that we want to go, and that's going to point the board straight. We'll lift up the safety bar. The board will touch down on the ramp. Put your foot in front of the back binding, and just do your basic straight glide. Don't worry about turning. Don't worry about stopping. Now, if you do happen to fall, big deal, you know. Take the beater, get up quickly and move to either side to get out of everybody's way, because there will be people unloading on the chair behind you. Basically, point the board straight, put your foot on, and go. Jill, this is the part of the lesson where we start doing what's called traversing. We can do that on our heel edge, and we can do that on our toe edge. The idea is we're cutting across the hill with our edge buried into the snow. We keep our body in line. We keep our eyes where we want to go. To travel in any particular direction, we want to pitch our weight that way just a little bit. Let the nose of the board drop down the hill, and we will be traveling in that direction. Ready to give it a try? Jill, let's do the toe side traverse. As we stand up on our toes, let's keep our ankles flexed and our knees over our toes and our back straight with our hips up the hill. Keep the weight on that uphill edge. Let's look in the direction we want to go and get a little weight on the leg that will lead us there. And let it run. time to put some turns together. Now how we actually make a board turn is by twisting it. So for a toe side turn, I would like you to push down on your front toes, lift up on your back toes. Feel it twist, bring it back to center or zero again. For the heel side turn, front toes up, back toes down, just the opposite, and bring it back to center again. Got that? Let's put it to use. We stand up.
Remember, for a toe side turn, push down on your front toes and lift up on your back toes. Then center your board. For a heel side turn, lift up on your front toes and push down on your back toes. Then center.
Okay, so all led up to this. Just remember to look up the hill before we take off. We start with the heel side traverse. Here we go. Look up the hill, heel side traverse. Push down that front toe, let it drop. Bring it all the way down and around. Good job. Cross the fall line, look over your shoulder, lift up the front toe, stay low, come across. Excellent. Come around. Beautiful. You know, some of these flat areas are kind of hard to deal with, but the biggest pointer I can have for that is when you set to an edge, hold it. Hold it on that edge until you're ready to commit to the other edge, and then hold that one. If you ride with your board flat in the middle, your weight directly over the board, your edges are going to chop from side to side. You might get an edge bite, you might do a face plant. Very bad thing, very bad thing. So commit a little pressure to the toes for a long way. You'll do like a very gradual type of turn. And when you're ready to straighten it out again, well then commit to going onto the heels and let that one ride out. After a while, you can progress to where you ride right in the middle of the board because you're used to the edges checking or chattering. But until then, it's safe to stay on an edge till you're ready to commit. All right, we've covered all the basics. Let's have some real fun. Let's get into some jumping. I want you to shift your weight back onto your back leg and start popping a wheelie. Now as you do that, I want you to shift your weight forward and get it centered. Now put those together, pop up, land centered. Roll on the tail, pull it up, land centered. Take this to a nice small roller jump or just a very small little kicker. Go straight towards it, keep your body in line. As you approach the lip, I want you to pop the tail, even it out in the air, and land centered. So up, pop, centered. And that's all you got to do.